businesses in the small town of St Lucia are struggling to get back on their feet. The town has been affected by the unrest that shook KwaZulu-Natal 2 weeks ago. The tourism destination has been failing to attract visitors, as many are still in fear following the violence. KZN Premier Lethiwe Mdluli is in the area to help find solutions, and that's where we find eNCA's Lethiwe Mdluli, who is on standby with the Premier. I believe, Lethiwe, a myriad challenges there, Lethiwe, trying to regrow the tourism economy after the whole fallout from COVID-19 and the lockdowns. Now added this perception issue and fears around issues of violence. What has the Premier seen and heard during the visit to St Lucia?
Well, good afternoon to Lasizwe. At the moment, we are in St Lucia, where the Premier is engaging with the community of St Lucia. We have been to places such as Mbazwana, and right now we're in St Lucia, and we will be moving to KwaMsane. These are 3 small towns in the province that were affected by the looting and the unrest about 2 weeks ago. I have been trying to speak to the Premier about some of the assessments that they've been doing for the past 2 weeks, and I understand that the government is trying to put together a package or a stimulus package for the businesses that were affected to try and help these business owners. But at the moment, because we are visiting small towns, I wanted to get a different perspective and see how these small towns were affected. And I did speak to a few small business owners here in the area who did say that they basically are a tourism town, and because of that, tourism was stopped for about a few weeks because of the unrest, and they had to shut down their businesses. At the moment, the Premier is in a meeting with the community members, and I just want to take you to the meeting and exactly just let you in on what is being said in the meeting.
We cannot work on our own. Nobody has a right to work and take security into his hand. Everyone must work with the members of the SAPS, and we want to thank that. But the second point here in St Lucia and Umtubatuba is to ensure that we bridge the gap between the people around Kula village, as you have said, and the communities here. And we need to deepen the engagement, ensure that there are programs that bring people together, socialize together. There must be no section of community that views the others as enemies. We must ensure that you all work together, live together in harmony. And I'm happy that the bridge that and the gate that is there, you are clear that the gate is not there to stop people who want to go in to buy or those who stays on the other side. And it must be clear we cannot revert to the era of the Groups Areas Act. Anyone must be free to walk and go wherever she want or he want. And that must not bring threat. And therefore, working with the SAPS is the most important thing. We are mindful of challenges of social issues, as well as the issue of water. As you have said, we have intervened. There is a new administrator, and we are working to ensure that water supply is maintained, and we must have water throughout in a sustainable way. And we will continue to work on that plan. We have the leadership of the municipality. The municipal leadership is accessible and reaching to all areas. And therefore, let us work together, restore order, peace and order, but we must work together to fight social ills. Whether we talk of crime, we must deal with crime. We must deal with poverty, and we must deal with issues of unemployment. And we can work on that. We can be successful in doing that if we work together. If we work differently, we will end up competing or working in a manner that will be confrontational. But if we synergize and we work together, we will have more success and we will be able to prosper, all of us. So it is important that we understand the situation. This challenge has erupted. The police must continue to investigate and arrest the looters and those who perpetrate the perpetrators, but we must build our town our country together. And that spirit which you are emphasizing, Mr. Root, is very important. Cooperation and coordination amongst all sections of the community will help us. Thank you.
Premier, that gate is going to come down as soon as the...
So, Thulasizwe, that was the Premier for KZN, Mr. Sihle Zikalala, just engaging with the community. I have the Premier at the moment, and I'd just like to ask one question. We understand that the government is currently working on a stimulus package for small business owners, especially in small towns. Can you please just tell me more about that?
We're working on ensuring that we reignite the economy in our small towns. The first is to ensure that those who are operating within government precinct, whether they are in our industrial parks or buildings that are around, owned by government, are given some incentives. That will include rental deferral, which we call tax holiday or so. It will also include ensuring that those who are starting afresh are given loans because they will need capital. So we've got various interventions that seek to ensure that we stimulate the economy. We are also engaging with our municipalities to ensure that those who work in their respective municipalities are also supported. There will be those who will say we are unable to work and pay rent from now onward. We think we will be operational by this time. Let the municipalities coordinate and cooperate with those people and collaborate with those people so that we reignite the economy of the province.
Thank you so much, Premier.
Thank you. Siabo.
So there you have it, Thulasizwe, straight from the Premier's mouth. They are working on helping these small towns and the small business owners that were affected by the unrest and the looting in the province.
Thank you for that. That's eNCA's Lethiwe Mdluli out in St Lucia in KwaZulu-Natal alongside the Premier of the province, Sihle Zikalala. It's been a Premier show, has it not been? We've had the Premiers of Gauteng, Mpumalanga and KwaZulu-Natal within this show, which is absolutely okay because we do need to get their perspectives.